Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I got a surprise day off today. I'm not really sure if I was going to get Good Friday off this year, um, but we got a call sort of last minute telling us that the office was going to be closed. And so, of course, my natural response to knowing that I wouldn't have to work today is to finally crank out this part three of three, covering these last six games, week three of the Calvin and Hobbes 2023 tournament. Again, there were probably there was 6 hours worth of games, so I'm guessing there were probably around 50 or, maybe even more than that total games played. But most of those were patrol and free-for-all games and the like. And I feel like broadcasting these two-team games is a little more interesting. And but if you are interested in watching those other games, head over to Game of Storms. The date was actually, I think, maybe April 2nd or April 3rd. I'm not really sure which one of those days, but all the games are captured on the Game of Storms server, and you could look those up at your discretion. But for now, let's look at game 13. This is another Platoon game, if you recall. In game 12, it was a bit of a lopsided victory. It was Spy, Kryptos, MP, myself, and I think Gorilla that were teamed together, and it was a pretty one-sided match. So let's see if these teams are going to be scrambled up a bit better. Okay, yeah, so we have Kryptos, MP, Overdose, Fenster, and Father Xmas, and Gorilla, John God, Gerald, Mouse, Leisure, and Spy. And I guess this is Spy's last game. And it might be a quick one because both teams are starting quite close to each other. Kryptos going for that pile pop. His grenade landed a bit short. We see a very sort of congested fighting area, but Fenster and Spy are sort of holding out the outside. Overdose is coming to help. Meanwhile, Kryptos, or Father Xmas and MP, the Euros, are holding it down on this side. I think Overdose is trying to suicide. Yeah, that didn't work out very well. Usually when Spy dies in some kind of less than noble way, he sticks around for another game, so I think that's what I was trying to do. We have John God detaching himself from the fight again. We've seen that sort of pattern from him where he just leaves. Now it looks like MP is going to take care of Gorilla.
Flag captured. Flag captured.
And we have Kryptos
Flag
detaching
captured.
himself from the team. Two very missing perhaps a pile pop. Very strange strategy from Kryptos and John God. Kryptos just missing a Zook there. John God perhaps going for a suicide stab. Oh, no, he instead goes for the short distance lob, but he's going to eventually get gunned down by Kryptos. So yeah, the heavy hitter in that game, definitely MP. I remember it was Father Xmas, MP, and Kryptos kind of in this area. Next thing you know, Kryptos is way over here, so I don't know where he slithered off to or when he slithered away. And then there was this fight between Fenster, myself, and then Spy, and I think John God for a while. Overdose. I was going for that suicide to try and get Spy to stick around for another game. So I didn't really do any kind of damage. I got this little piece of... Wait. Yeah, I got this little piece of metal flying here. I don't know what that's from. But now it disappeared, so I don't... Oh wait, there it is. Yeah, there it is. I don't know what the heck that is. But, yeah. Maybe it's an RPG fragment from this pile? But yeah, that was bizarre. Anyway, interesting game. Let's move on.
Game over.
Good job, MP. Alright, now this will be Titans 4 versus 4. We have Kryptos, Father Xmas, Fenster, and John God against Gorilla, Overdose, MP, and Draw. I would say these are actually pretty even teams, I would say, and I'm obviously not pleased with the choice of captain, but in terms of the composition of the 8 players, I think the random gods were pretty equitable here. A lot of inactivity on Gorilla's side. Same thing with Kryptos, not much movement. This is one of those maps where, again, the RPG, which is the weapon of choice for most soldiers, it's a bit lacking. So I think a lot of players are going to have to pick up the RPGs here or here, for example, around the flag area, except Kryptos seems to be firing RPGs just to get them off the flag rather than letting other players pick them up, which may be a good thing or a bad thing. I'm not really sure. I mean, obviously getting those RPGs out of the flag area is important, but because there are so few RPGs on this map, he could be wasting a very valuable resource. Perhaps Kryptos should have just told his teammates to pick up those damn RPGs instead of doing it himself. So now we see a Overdose soldier engaging John God, it looks like. John God lining himself up for a Zook. Oh wow, yeah, that was an interesting turn of events there. John God is going to lose 3 soldiers. 4 soldiers. Explosions are happening everywhere. A lot of friendly fire. Then we see MP, instead of being a good teammate and surrounding Kryptos, he's instead opting to just continue northbound. That really kind of shows the type of player that he is. But yeah, not much in this middle channel. Everyone wants to be these flank guys, perhaps forgetting that right up the gut is the easiest and the shortest way to the opponent's territory. Oh, RPG out of nowhere. Excellent shot from whoever that was. We see Fenster and Overdose, I think, going at it a bit. Overdose is going to lose a soldier. Alright, we finally have a soldier going up the gut here. It's Gerol. Let's see what he does. He's gonna pelt the enemy hill with some RPGs. Does a little damage to the tank or the cannon there. I'm guessing, yeah, Overdose is backing up a bit. These guys are in Zook position. They better watch out. I think Overdose is waiting for somebody to pick these up. He can pop the pile. Let's see if Fenster goes for these RPGs. Oh, but actually we see Empy with a attack, doing a little damage there. He needs to throw some nades. That is an errant grenade right there. Empy unable to kill this red soldier. Okay, there we go. Empy is able to get that soldier. Or sorry, the cannon. Gerol with an attack from the other side. Oh, excellent shot from Father Xmas to kill Gerol's 2 soldiers. This guy needs to, oh, yep, he ran into the fire there. John God perhaps not paying attention. But great combined effort from MP and Gerol. I don't know if they coordinated that together or if it was premeditated, but it caused all kinds of chaos. And it cost Cryptos' team a cannon, a handful of soldiers, and great effort from Gerol and MP. MP going to reload with his remaining soldiers. We now have Gerol scouting things. I don't know what he's looking at. If we assume that the cannon is 15%, then Cryptos' team really just has 1 soldier and 1 cannon. Gerol opting to shoot the cannon instead of the soldier, which is a bit questionable because this soldier is the bigger threat. Gerol now going for the stab. There he goes. Now Gerol just has to tag the flag, or he could go for the kill as well. And it looks like he's gonna. Oh, nice shot there from Gorilla to close out the game. Yeah, so we saw, a nice damage output from me. However, I think a lot of this damage was really just John God killing himself, and I think it just gave me the damage by default. I don't think I really did anything in that game, but good dispersion of damage between Gorilla, Gerol, and MP, each getting over 40, 45 damage or greater. Or more, I should say. And I think the move of the game really was that MP flank. I was a bit critical of how he seemingly just abandoned his teammate. They could have surrounded that 1 soldier, but he just kept going north. And when he looped around, Gerol happened to be in the front, and it sort of collapsed on the flag, and I think it resulted in quite a few deaths for Team Cryptos, and it forced any kind of offense that may have been formulating in this southeastern portion of the map, forced everybody to sort of back up and pay attention to the flag. So it really was a great move by MP and Gerol, and I think they deserve the MVPs, even though my stats indicate that I got the most damage. You might be wondering to yourself, that pretty much I think every film that I've covered so far this week, all I guess 13 games, I've won, except one. And you might be thinking that I'm cherry picking the films that I review. That is not the case. I'm just choosing all the films that feature, 5-on-5 or more, and it just so happens that I pretty much won all of them except one, and that one came down to the wire. If you recall, it was that Carnage game where my helicopter was millimeters away from contesting that flag. So I guess I was having a good day, and I'll chalk it up to just being lucky. This is a rematch. And we have Spy back for us, so it's 4-on-4. Fenster, Draw, Overdose, and Spy against Cryptos, Gorilla, MP, and John God. I would say these are also pretty fair teams here. Again, too many soldiers, not enough RPGs. This is a problem with both Titans and Combat, the two other Santa's Head maps. Unfortunately, just not enough RPGs, but they are great maps nonetheless. So if you recall, last game there was really no sort of up the gut kind of, straight at the enemy maneuvers. Everyone was doing this side stuff. Let's see what happens this time. Having a bit of trouble following Fencer's units because the green meshes in so well with the overhead map. So I think I'm just going to watch Cryptos' team. I do see some Geralto deep flanks. Overdose on the other side. Not as deep, just holding the high ground. This is a great area to defend because there's such an elevation advantage. Someone's trying to send a Zook my way, but it doesn't find anybody. We have Spy and Cryptos and MP not seeing each other, perhaps. Don't know why they didn't start shooting. Yeah, so we have two deep flanks. My two soldiers and Jarrah's 4 soldiers. Shout out to Clan Plaid, CP right there. Yeah, let's follow Spy because he seems to be quite visible. I don't know why he's traversing the map, not really engaging anybody. Overdose to try and support Spy. He's going to hit one soldier. Spy's going to lose a unit to the cannon, I think. Geral's coming from the other side. So Fenster's team really has Team Cryptos against the wall there. Overdose is going to go down. And Spy, is he going to get off a last-ditch grenade? No, he's going to end up by Geral killing a soldier there. Geral shooting some RPGs into the trees, blowing himself up, plus Guerrilla killing a soldier with the cannon, and Geral's 4-soldier assault on the flag is going to end very quickly. Meanwhile, the green team is under a little bit of pressure from MP. Ooh, that cannonball very close to killing both of MP's soldiers. Oh, we have perhaps somebody just died running into the fire. Might have been one of my guys, not really sure. But we have 2 cannons targeting MP, and we have Fenster holding it down as well. The cannons haven't fired again yet. Fenster needs to use these cannons, but he's preoccupied with this soldier, I think. Alright, there we go. A little short. Meanwhile, Cryptos' flag area, despite there being a lot of damage, a lot of scarred, scorched earth, has seemed to have quieted down a bit. We have Spy in the middle, going up against Cryptos, who is making sort of a suicide rush. Or he's making an assault on the cannons, perhaps. But I don't think he's gonna... Yeah, he's gonna get gunned down there. That was a bold move, but was ultimately ineffective. Oh, great shot there from Fenster, killing one of MP's soldiers. We see MP dancing around the tree. And he's going to get gunned down by Overdose. I hear I see a frontal assault by Spy. Assault from Cryptos and John God. It's hard to keep track of both of these. Spy's gonna get gunned down. Overdose needs to turn around and start shooting John God here. Okay, John God's gonna go down. Cryptos is gonna go down. So that both assaults have been deflected for now. Cryptos' cannon, or Guerrilla's cannon is basically in range, whereas Fenster, I think he's really just playing defense with those cannons, partially because the other cannon hasn't been scouted. Overdose saying that they have cannon lock on Fenster's cannons, which I don't know if that's true or not, but he should definitely spread his cannons out a bit, because that cannon is getting pretty close. I'm not sure if Guerrilla has a target lock on Fenster's cannons, or if he's just control clicking the hill. Nice shot there from Fenster. Oh, but Gorilla is going to get one of Fenster's cannons. Somebody needs to heal this. And we have a Gorilla soldier coming right up the gut. Spy with an errant RPG. Oh, Fenster killing his own soldier.
Flag contested.
Overdose healing up that cannon, and now he's going to go for the kill on Gorilla. But Gorilla is going to get that second Fenster cannon. You can see he's racking up quite the resume of dead bodies there. However, I do believe that Team Fenster may have a manpower advantage. I think it's 2 soldiers and 1 cannon against 3 soldiers, which actually, may give the advantage to Fenster's team. We see Overdose making a move right up the gut. Overdose going for the stabs. And he goes for the fire nade, which ends up killing somebody's soldier. I don't remember. I don't know who it is. But he does an impressive amount of damage to the cannon and kills one of the 2 remaining soldiers with that fire nade. Let's see if Fenster and Spy can close out this game. Fenster is going to engage. Almost getting blown up there. Misfiring that RPG, it looks like. Grenade getting an unlucky bounce. Let's see if this one does it. Yes, it does. So now it's just Fenster and Empty.
Flag contested.
Oh, and Spy is going to Zook Fire Nade Empty to close out the game. I'm sure there was a little bit of a troll there from Spy, and frankly, it's quite justified. But, despite him getting 6 more damage than me, I did get 7 kills. Fenster got 8 kills. Again, he had some great cannon shots from the base. Because the cannon essentially starts, very close to the hill, and you could reach your opponent's hill from your own hill for the most part. The cannons are very important in CTF Titans, perhaps more so than Recon and Carnage and some of these other maps, even though those cannons on Carnage are a lot more accurate, so they may have more importance in that map than here. But we saw the kind of devastation that they can bring. I mean, Gorilla had some amazing cannon shots, including killing both of Fenster's cannons, and so great job by Gorilla. But ultimately Team Fenster was able to prevail.
Team eliminated. Game.
Oh, I got a Discord message. Let's see what this is. Spy says he's going to be home by 3 Eastern. Friends, if I can get home soon, I'll post and host, or host and post. It is currently 3 Eastern. So, and he posted this at exactly what would be 3 o'clock Eastern. So, I'm not exactly sure. You know, maybe he's talking about tomorrow. But yeah, I don't know. But let's continue with these games. We are now going to get into some of the more exotic maps. We're going with the Operative, but it's still Capture the Flag. Guerrilla, Overdose, Fenster, and Kryptos against Joral, MP, Spy, and John God. Spy saying balance, and I would agree. I mean, these teams do appear to be a bit unbalanced, I might say. You know, despite players like you know, John God getting leaps and bounds better. You know, Guerrilla, Overdose, Fenster, and Kryptos is a pretty solid team there. But anything can happen. Alright, we see Kryptos on the front lines, going up against MP. Fenster supporting Kryptos. Oh wow. Something just exploded. Everybody's blowing up here. Yeah, I couldn't capture all of that action. You know, we've seen so many games where you know, the people just go around the sides, and then in this game it was just everybody dogpile to the middle. So yeah, a lot of action there, a lot of dead bodies. So I'm unable to report on it all, but things seem to have slowed down a bit. We see a soldier deep in enemy territory. This is Spy, causing some ruckus, but he is going to go down there. Now we have Overdose and MP fighting on the western side. Overdose going for the stab. He does have an RPG, so he is in a great suicide position. And despite being in a great position to suicide, he doesn't really kill anybody. Oh, but MP does. He blows up 2 people, I think. Now that cannon's gonna get somebody. This game is going by very quickly. And we have Joral getting stabbed by Guerrilla. And John God with a flank. Oh, but he is going to lose a soldier to a cannon shot from Guerrilla. Guerrilla seems to be the man of the hour with the cannon. Yeah, he has 5 kills. He will not be denied. Spy with the cannon for Joral's team there. So if we assume that each soldier is 5% and the cannon is 20%, then these are the last two guys left. An overdose RPG, not really doing any damage. Could have been a blind RPG. I don't know if I was aiming for anything. One of the things to do when you hear that cannon shot is to just walk the other way by default, just in case that cannon's got a lock on you. But I think Team Guerrilla is attempting to surround Jarrell's team, taking their time to work on these two soldiers, Spy and MP. There's a lot of defense there. Oh, and John God's going to get a nice cannon kill. I don't think he sees my unit. Oh, he's going to get another cannon kill. All of a sudden, what was a hefty advantage has now been whittled away to just a, I think, one-person advantage for Guerrilla's team. And those are zombies, pretty much. And if this cannon does get cannon lock on Guerrilla's cannon, because these cannons are accurate, it's going to be over. So John God should be moving his cannon up, trying to get lock on that cannon. Spy really just kind of dancing to wait for John God's cannon to get that lock, and then he's probably going to back off. You know, Spy's mission isn't necessarily to kill in this position, but just not die. Instead, he's going to go for a RPG. Guerrilla is going in for the stab, probably. And Guerrilla's going to get that soldier kill. Meanwhile, we have Overdose making a move on the flag. Oh, he Overdose is a donkey. He should have had that kill. And we have MP seemingly killing himself simultaneously as my stab hit him, which doesn't give me the tag. So now all Team Jarrell has is this cannon. Yeah, they just need to walk up and tag the flag or kill this cannon. Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed with that RPG shot. That should have killed MP and ended the game. But yeah, that just kind of shows what kind of player I am. John God is going to get that cannon, and Guerrilla's cannon is not going to return the favor. So, you know, a great effort there from John God with this cannon. Unfortunately, it is not going to get to the flag in time, or Kryptos could instead opt to stab the cannon to death. I don't know which one he's going to do. It looks like he's going to go for the stab. And that's it. So we have, you know, great damage from Guerrilla, myself, and Kryptos. Kryptos leading the field for our team. John God, however, with the most damage in the game, a lot of that off the back of this cannon. And Spy with a very uncharacteristic negative 13 damage. I don't know where that came from, but yeah, it's sort of surprising to see him with those kind of statistics. And yeah.
Game over.
All right, 2 games left. This is Capture the Flag, the Swamps. We see the return of Karma and also Sicken Me, who is a returning player. So welcome back, Sicken Me. You know, he ended up staying for a couple hours. Unfortunately, those were sort of the smaller games, which is why I'm not going to cover them. But you know, I will get these next 2 games. And you know, welcome back, Sicken Me, after 20-something years, and hopefully he'll make it up. He'll show up next weekend as well. All right, so we have MP Overdose, Gorilla Karma, and John God against Crypto Strawl, Spy, Fenster, and Sicken Me. Gorilla thirsting for another cannon. However, it appears as though MP is going to keep the cannon, and Kryptos is going to keep the cannon for his team. So in prior games, we have seen either just a mad rush to the middle or this sort of weird flanky stuff. This appears to be the latter, as we see Overdose, Jaral, and Fenster, and Karma opting to go around the edges, and nobody from either team is going to have any kind of middle presence. And we'll see how that fans out. We see I am getting surrounded by Jaral and Fenster. Karma is making a push. There's a whole lot of zombies on each flag. John God joining me. Ooh, nice RPG there from Fenster. Ooh, cannon shot. Things are blowing up here. Karma must have lost a soldier. Nice cannon shot from Kryptos. Karma is forced to retreat. Overdose cleans up his side. Karma may be waiting for reinforcements, not really sure what his strategy is going to be, but he's going to get zooked nonetheless. But he already has another soldier in the area, unable to pop off that RPG. We have Overdose and Fenster in a little hill battle here. Overdose going for that stab again. We've seen him pretty much give up all gunfighting ability just to try and rush in and stab people instead. Yeah, that's kind of surprising. And we see Gorilla getting destroyed there by a nice RPG from Kryptos. And Gorilla's going to lose both of his soldiers. Meanwhile, we have a Karma versus Sicken Me one-on-one in the northeast corner here. Sicken Me is going to go down. We have Fenster with a popping of the pile to do some damage to that cannon. Fenster's going to get the cannon. And Fenster's going to go down, but he did get that cannon, so well done. We see Overdose walking around. I don't know why Spy's soldiers are so clumped together, but Overdose just missed a easy 3 kills right there. He's going to get 1, but he probably should have killed all 3 of these guys. Not sure what that was about. Spy might be AFK. Beautiful Zook there from Karma. Let's see if Karma kills the cannon here. Karma wisely going for the control clicks because he knows that when you fire 3, usually only 1 out of the 3 actually hits the cannon. So he's able to do maximum damage with his gun, but he is going to get stabbed by Kryptos. Meanwhile, we have Sicken Me drawing a lot of attention from these 4 units, and there is no help in sight. Overdose with a nice Zook. If you just saw, Overdose got his Zook out faster than Karma, so it just kind of shows, what an itchy trigger finger I had. When I get it out faster than Karma, then I'm looking for some blood. Looks like we might see a Sicken Me Karma duel part 2. Maybe not though, because Fenster and Kryptos I think or maybe just Fenster gonna help Sicken Me. Overdose creeping around. Karma killing Sicken Me with a nice RPG. Overdose is very close to the flag, but a Geralt is on it.
Flag lost.
And Overdose is going to get the flag steal. So yeah, great job from Karma. Nice return I don't know what he was doing in those earlier games from Part 3, but I think he returned for 1 or 2 games. Good to see him back. Spy able to get 1 damage despite being AFK, so good for him. Fenster with some nice damage as well with 68. So, yeah, good stuff overall.
Team eliminated. Game over.
And this will be the last game. Yeah, Spy has left. This is the so-called seizure map, so again, just a warning that there will be that red flash at some point in this game, so avert your eyes if you want, but let's get into this. We have Fenster, Geralt, Overdose, Gorilla, and John God against MP, Sicken Me, Kryptos, and Karma. See some kind of explosion there. I'm not really sure what that was. MP indicating nade launchers. Okay, so this is not going to be a standard soldier map. This is going to be grenade launchers, and due to that fact, this is going to be pretty hard to follow. So I think I might just keep quiet here, because there will be explosions everywhere, and I'll just let the explosions do the talking. There is the flash. Nice shot there from John God. It's a pretty clutch heal for me, but John God's going to eventually lose that soldier. I don't know how he survived that long, but John God definitely able to use the fact that he created this game type to his advantage and kill a bunch of people. However, it is 60% to 35%, so there is a massive... oh, and looks like there might be a flag steal here. John God
Flag
seemingly
captured.
not on the ball. And that will do it. Nice flag steal there from Karma. Yeah, John God not on the ball, despite me just praising him for that nice performance over in this area. But yeah, nice damage there from MP. 50 damage, 5 kills, no losses. I think most of that came from this area where he was just playing defense. So yeah, that is the grenade launcher tag set. Just to spice things up a bit, but from then on it became these sort of four on four type games, and I think we did a lot more free for all, and I think those games are a little less interesting to cast, so I think I'm going to call it there. Thanks for joining me again, and hopefully you'll stop by either tomorrow or Easter Sunday for some more games. I think the end of the preliminary round will be Easter Sunday, but we'll have the finals the following 2 Sundays. Let me just quickly go over the standings really quick. So in the free-for-all board, we have Frederick, but he hasn't qualified, but he does have the highest point-to-game ratio. But Kryptos, I didn't show any of the free-for-all games, but Kryptos really had a great showing on Sunday, and he is now the qualified player with the highest ratio, followed by Fenster, Spy, myself, MP, Xmas, etc. Keep in mind the free-for-all final will basically be open for the top 12 people, more if people in the top 12 don't show up. So basically it's just a priority list for who can actually play in the game. However, if we have less than 12 and some random person joins, of course, they are more than welcome to play. For the 2-team board, we see, let me click on this to make it a little better. We see some div zeros. We're probably going to ignore those, but and then for the to qualify as a 2-team captain or a patrol captain for the finals, you need to have more than 10 games captained. So the player with the highest qualifying score is MP, followed by the nasty one, Fenster, and then Kryptos. Even though Kryptos is tied with both Spy and Mouse Leisure, but neither of them have the requisite number of captains to qualify. So if the preliminary rounds were to end right now, MP, Nasty One, Fenster, and Kryptos would be the 4 captains. MP would get first priority. He would be able to choose whether he wanted to be the captain of the patrol finals or the large 2-team game finals, then the nasty one, etc. So that's sort of the tournament format. But we still have 2 days to play left in the preliminary rounds. And so again, thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you on the battlefield soon.